I need you to do something for me. I need you to go find your favorite moisturizer, turn over the label on the back where it says ingredients, and I want you to see if you see a ceramide anywhere on the label. I'm going to give you a little insider knowledge on a little bit about ceramides, how many there are, and the ones that really count for being in your cream or serum that you're using. What makes a difference? Let's put it that way. I'm trying to compare ceramides to like a brick wall, so it makes it super simple and easy for you to like visualize what's happening. 3 of the ceramides really do the heavy lifting in order to really make a difference in the skincare. 5 minutes from now, you'll be able to tell from any ingredient label what you're purchasing, what kind of ceramides it has, and you'll never be fooled again when you're buying a serum or a moisturizer that contains ceramides. I'm Nancy Reagan. I'm ancient, actually. I've been doing skincare for 30 years now. It's actually a little bit longer. And I've done a million facials, it seems like. But I love skincare. I love educating on skincare, and I'm so glad you're staying with me and following along. In a couple of weeks, I'm actually teaching estheticians in Vegas all about regenerative skincare, but it includes ingredients like ceramides so that they understand when they're actually teaching their clients all about skincare, they'll understand the ceramides. Really, to start with, what are ceramides? Ceramides are fats, lipids in the skin, stuff that holds our young skin barrier together. The skin cells are kind of like the bricks, and the ceramides are like the mortar between the bricks. When the ceramides crumble or they flatten, water is escaping from the skin. Irritation or irritants and all kinds of toxins are getting in. The skin becomes dry, reactive, and overly sensitive. When the ceramides escape and you have this ability for the skin to easily absorb toxins or get dehydrated because water's escaping, it's also dehydrating the skin and making the skin more crepey, which I hate that word, but it's the real thing. Now here's the part that's gonna kind of irritate you just a little bit. I know it did me, but let's talk about menopause, estrogen, and the loss of ceramides. Estrogen runs the ceramide factory, just plain and simple. And when our estrogen drops at menopause, guess what? Our ceramides are not far behind. So to kind of explain it is, so when our estrogen drops, our ceramides drops, and all of a sudden we wake up at 50 and we look in the mirror and we go, hey, did this happen overnight? What is going on? And that's because when the ceramides drop because of the estrogen, all of a sudden you have water and everything else escaping every day. Everything that was making your skin really tight and really thick and really beautiful, it's escaping from the skin now. Mostly it's water, which really keeps the skin plump, but there's other things escaping at the same time, and the skin's not able to absorb the way it used to. The really sad part is it's like this ongoing issue is when the skin gets crepey and it's not able to absorb. People are putting on more moisturizer thinking this is going to solve the problem. And the problem isn't going to be solved because you have to soften the skin first, then you have to feed it, and then you have to repair it. So it's like a whole process. It's not that it's hard, but that's not how it's normally explained. And I know this, like I had a hysterectomy at 37 and I was thrown into full-blown menopause and trying to figure out, oh my God, what the heck is happening with my skin? And let's get back to ceramides and a little bit about what I'll be teaching estheticians in Vegas, because it's really interesting and super cool, and the more you know, the better you're able to take care of your own skin. Remember at the beginning, I was telling you about what actually built the wall, which ceramide. The first ceramide is NP. and this is the one that actually builds the wall. It's also the most abundant ceramide, and it's kind of like the gatekeeper for the water in the body. The ceramide, the NP, is the one that really kind of keeps the structure together as far as the wall is concerned. And if you're really looking at it like a brick wall, it's the one that starts the process of holding the skin cells together on the brick as it's helping to hold the structure together. It's the most popular one. It's also the one that's in most of the products. But after research, I started seeing that it wasn't enough because it was only doing one job. The second ceramide is called AP, so it's also, you might see 611 as another way it's called. And this one is an exfoliant for the skin, which is super interesting because you don't think of a fatty lipid product or ingredient being able to exfoliate, but this is the one that is responsible for cellular turnover. I always hope it's turning over my cells like I was 25. I don't think that's gonna happen again, but you know, you never know. Ceramide AP is not in a whole lot of products simply because it's expensive to source. So you probably won't see it very much. Ceramide number 3 is EOP. So we've had NP as the first one, AP is the second one, EOP is the third one. This one is sometimes called a long chain ceramide, which is super cool, but it means little or nothing to me when I explain it to somebody. So the real understanding of it is it's sealing in everything into the skin. When it seals everything in, think of it like it's waterproofing your skin. So it's making sure that your skin is going to hold everything in for the whole day. Sadly, most skincare manufacturers do not include this in any of their products. And even sadder, it's the one that during menopause, or if you're forced to have menopause by hysterectomy, it's the one we lose first. And of course, as luck would have it, the one that is the most expensive is the one that we need the most, of course. You're at any Sephora, wherever, shopping for skincare, or online at an e-commerce store like Skin Diva Labs. You will see, if you turn over the ingredient listing, you will see NP, AP, EOP on the ingredient list. Here's another little tidbit. Preferably, it's with what is called a liposomal delivery. And I know this is a lot, but when it's in a liposomal delivery system, it's delivering it deep into the skin, so that when it's deep in the skin, your skin is absorbing it better than if it was not in a liposomal delivery system. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask me a question down below, because I really want you to get the most out of your skincare products, because you're paying good money for them. If you ever want to try what a ceramide serum or moisturizer is like that has all 3 ceramides, they're in my products, in the Skin Diva products, in the serum, which is called the Everything Lift Serum, and also in the Fountain of Firm cream, which you'll see all 3 ceramides are in both. It makes a huge difference in the ability, number 1, for the skin to actually stay dewy and nice all day long. But it also helps when you have the ceramides and the structure of the skin is repaired. It actually processes and absorbs like peptides and NAD boosters better than if you didn't have the skin in such good shape. So that's my little science lesson on ceramides for the day. This is what our skin was doing before we lost estrogen. And before we went through menopause, is it was doing it all by itself, and it did need support from outer sources. If you want more information on skincare, or really understanding how you can get dull to dewy skin, comment guide down below, or if you have questions, please don't hesitate to put them down below. I read everyone, and I love helping you learn more about skincare, especially during menopause. Bye.